Unique things that only happen in North Korea. Number 10. Kim Jong Un ordered to carry a toilet to all the places he visited, in addition to instituting a rule that requires everyone to cry on the same day. These anecdotes may sound extravagant, but what I will reveal next will leave you even more perplexed. This video focuses on the exclusive peculiarities of North Korea. Number 9. He carries his own toilet everywhere. Unlike personal items such as clothing, shoes, or jewelry, the item most closely associated with Kim Jong Un is his private toilet. This habit is because he uses it constantly, even at significant world events like the meeting with US President Donald Trump in Singapore in June 2018 or with South Korean President Moon Jae-in in April of the same year. Kim Jong Un's toilet is considered lucky and travels with him everywhere. Although he could use a regular bathroom like any other high-ranking leader, his personal toilet is preferred for his security. This is because keeping his excrement out of reach is a vital requirement of his security team. By hiding his feces, it prevents enemies from obtaining samples that could reveal details about his health and diet, which would be a vulnerability to his security. On long trips, this habit allows Kim Jong Un to avoid stopping to use a public bathroom, which could put him at risk. Although it is unknown if he really likes his own toilet, its constant use helps maintain his health and security at all times. Number 8. Kim Jong Un's wife is considered the most mysterious woman in the world. To date, information about her is scarce, but it is known that her life with Kim Jong Un is a challenging experience. Her name, Ri Sol-ju, is not her real name but one given after becoming Kim Jong Un's wife. It is said that Ri Sol-ju studied singing in China and was a member of a famous band, characterized by a cheerful and active personality. However, since her marriage to Kim Jong Un, she has had to adapt to a set of strict rules and demands, from clothing and hairstyle to codes of conduct and information security, among other requirements imposed by the regime. Despite 11 years of marriage, South Korea claims that Ri Sol-ju never met Kim Jong Un's parents. Additionally, she is expected to give birth and have children for the supreme leader. Although Ri Sol-ju gave birth to a son in her second childbirth, which could have freed her from the obligation to have more children, unfortunately, Kim Jong Un no longer showed interest in being close to her. Like his father and grandfather, Kim Jong Un has multiple partners and a group of women dedicated to serving him, making it difficult for Ri Sol-ju to receive attention or favoritism from her husband. It is important to note that Kim Jong Un has numerous children besides those he shares with Ri Sol-ju. Number 7. It is forbidden to smoke foreign cigarettes. Despite allowing his subordinates to enjoy activities such as being with women, drinking beer, and consuming foreign foods, Kim Jong Un has maintained a firm ban on consuming foreign drugs, including cigarettes. This measure was established in 2014 when Kim Jong Un issued a ban for the country's high officials. Kim Jong Un considers smoking foreign cigarettes a lack of patriotism and a betrayal of the North Korean people. He claims there is no need for foreign cigarettes when national cigarettes are of good quality. Although this claim is questionable since visitors have reported that North Korean cigarettes have an unpleasant smell and bland taste, North Koreans prefer to acquire foreign cigarettes on the black market. Despite his official stance, Kim Jong Un is known to smoke cigarettes regularly. Although in public he often opts for North Korean cigarettes, it has been revealed that he smokes cigarettes of different brands. This story reveals a curiosity about life in North Korea and raises questions about the enforcement of laws even by the country's authority figures. Majority of the population. Number 6. The peculiarity of pizza in the capital of Pyongyang. Imagine you are a hungry tourist exploring the city and you get excited to find a pizzeria. However, your hopes are dashed when you are denied service, as the only pizzeria in North Korea serves exclusively the local population. Additionally, the price of each pizza surprises you, as it is equivalent to the price of expensive pizzas in New York. This is because the store is primarily aimed at the country's upper class, as this amount of money could feed a North Korean family for a month. Even the middle class hardly dares to consider eating in this place. The pizzeria was allowed by Kim Jong Un in 2012, shortly after he came to power, when he sent chefs to Italy to learn how to bake high-quality pizzas. Although Kim Jong Un claimed he wanted people to have access to famous dishes from around the world, it seems his main goal was to win the favor of the North Korean people. The exorbitant prices of the pizzas mean that only one restaurant can operate in Pyongyang, making it impossible for most North Koreans to try it. This raises questions about the true quality and taste of pizza in North Korea, since it is out of reach for the majority of the population. Number 5. The experience of watching football, which is notably different from the rest of the world. Despite the North Koreans' love for this sport, the sad reality is that they can never enjoy it in real time like other fans around the world. Imagine the situation. All your neighbors and friends are excitedly watching a live match, but you have to wait up to 24 hours to watch the replay of the game. This frustrating situation is the reality in North Korea, where people can only watch replays of the national team's football matches a day after the event. Why does this happen? Because North Korea is not connected to the global internet. National television and North Korean domestic networks lack the means to broadcast matches in real time. This limitation is due to the lack of access to technology and government-imposed restrictions. In 2013, relations between South Korea and North Korea deteriorated significantly, leading Kim Jong Un to threaten the South Korean side. However, electronic communications between the two countries were cut off, making message transmission difficult. In an attempt to communicate his message, Kim Jong Un opted to launch leaflets to North Korea with threats of a rain of bullets, an action that turned out to be quite embarrassing at that time. This situation illustrates how government restrictions and lack of access to technology affect the daily lives of North Koreans, even in their enjoyment of sports events like football. Number 4. Absolute loyalty to the state regime. Despite the extreme poverty that deprives many citizens of their basic human rights, the 25 million North Koreans continue to show unwavering loyalty to Kim Jong Un's service and possibly to the entire generation of descendants of his family. Although North Korea calls itself a socialist country with elections, these are merely formalities. Citizens have the opportunity to elect elite leaders, but it will always be Kim Jong Un who is selected, and in the future, it will be his family's descendants who occupy those positions. When voting in North Korea, people have two options: vote for Kim Jong Un or choose someone else. However, if they opt for the second option, they will be taken to a private voting room where they will be required to clearly explain their history and reasons for not choosing Kim Jong Un. After this act of disloyalty, they must hide carefully, as the army will seek them out and accuse them of treason, subjecting them to the absolute power of the Kim family. Despite this extreme loyalty, the younger generation of North Koreans is gradually becoming more aware of their country's reality, and many of them desperately seek ways to escape this terrifying situation. This gradual change reflects an awakening among the youth who yearn for a life outside the control and pressure of the regime. Number 3. The absolute ban on taking photographs. Imagine you are on a trip through North Korea and come across a beautiful landscape. Instinctively, you take out your phone to capture the moment, but without knowing it, you are putting your life in danger. As soon as you press the button to take a photo, the North Korean army will be activated to seek, interrogate, and demand that you delete all the photos taken. However, this is only the beginning of your problems. Kim Jong Un detests those who defy his rules. In most cases, you will be accused of sabotaging the North Korean state. The consequences can be extremely severe. you could be sentenced to forced labor in re-education camps, detained for life, or even face death. A tragic example is the case of Otto Frederick Warmbier, an American student arrested in 2016 for taking a photo in North Korea. He was sentenced to 15 years of forced labor. Despite diplomatic efforts, he was returned to the United States in a coma in 2017 and died shortly after. It's important to understand that the North Korean government is determined to maintain total control over the information that leaks to the outside world. Therefore, the ban on taking photographs is an extreme measure to ensure that no images or news escape to the outside world. Number 2. The creation of his own basketball rules by Kim Jong Un. Being a huge fan of the sport since his school days in Switzerland, where he was exposed to basketball and became fascinated, Kim Jong Un actively promoted this sport once in power. In a gesture that demonstrates his absolute love for basketball, in 2013 he invited his idol, American star Dennis Rodman, to North Korea to witness a friendly match. However, the peculiar thing is that Kim Jong Un applied his dictatorship to basketball by creating a new set of rules completely different from international rules. With these new rules, the final moments of a basketball game in North Korea become a completely different experience. For example, more points are awarded for certain plays, such as dunks being worth 3 points instead of 2, and coordinated team plays resulting in points with a value 4 times greater than normal. Additionally, 3-point shots can be worth 4 points if the ball does not touch the rim when entering the basket. Most surprisingly, 1 point is deducted for each missed free throw, making players with a free throw success rate like Shaquille O'Neal, who is only slightly better than 50%, unable to succeed in playing in North Korea under these modified rules. These peculiarities make basketball in North Korea unique and reflect Kim Jong Un's control and influence even in sports. Number 1. The assassination of Kim Jong Un's brother, an event that reveals the brutality of internal struggles within the ruling family. In an act of ruthless betrayal, Kim Jong Un ordered the assassination of his own brother on February 13, 2017, at Kuala Lumpur International Airport. He was attacked from behind and a powerful nerve agent called VX was thrown in his face. Despite being quickly taken to the hospital, his eyes nearly exploded from the impact of the liquid and he died on the way. 4 North Korean suspects left the airport without being arrested, while 2 women from Vietnam and Indonesia were accused of his murder. Although they claimed they thought it was part of a TV prank, this horrendous crime was not an isolated act. Kim Jong Un also directed the execution of his uncle, as well as the assassination of his half-brother after learning of a supposed subversion plot involving the Chinese government. This internal struggle reveals the brutality and paranoia that prevail within the North Korean regime, where any perceived threat to power is eliminated without hesitation. These events only scratch the surface of the countless peculiarities of North Korea. If you want to know more about Kim Jong Un and the country in general, I invite you to like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. You will receive a notification as soon as the next video is published.